Part of understanding black bears is understanding your wildlife agency's black bear management program. Because black bears are a native species displaced by the taming of the American landscape, many wildlife agencies are committed to maintaining or restoring bears within available habitat.
Well, we should care about bears because they're part of the wild community and they're part of the ecosystem that we all live in. And a lot of people really seem to think bears are a symbol of a healthy ecosystem. If we have bears, then the forest and the habitat must be doing pretty well if we can sustain a bear population.
Bears play a very important role and they deserve to be there. They deserve to be a part of that ecosystem. As humans, we're the reasons why they're doing so well, and I think it's our responsibility to manage them properly and keep them at a level where both humans and bears can live amongst each other.
It's important that humans and bears live in harmony. And in order for that to happen, with an expanding human population that's encroaching on bear habitat and an exponentially growing bear population, something's got to give. And so for the benefit of everybody, for public safety, and also in the interest of the bears, it's critical that the population be managed in a responsible and ongoing basis so that humans and bears can live together in harmony.
Depending on the state, wildlife professionals use a number of methods to achieve their management goals, including protection and enhancement of habitat, translocation of bears into unpopulated habitat, hunting, and strict controls on hunting quotas.
First of all, our agency is responsible for bear management, and the foundation of our bear management is gathering really good data, using that data to help us make the proper decisions about how to manage bears. Part of what we do is collecting data. We do things like den surveys to see how many cubs are being produced, how many bears are being added to the population each year. Having those females radio collared gives us an idea of adult female survival, which is real important information to know when you're trying to manage bears. And all this gives us some idea of the sustainability of the bear population. So from that, we try to determine how many bears we might harvest each year without over-impacting the bear population. For example, here in Arkansas, we feel like we can conservatively harvest about 10% of our bear population each year, and we're still seeing a stable to slightly increasing population.
Most states strive for a balance between the number of bears that the human population is willing to tolerate in close proximity.
So we still have to keep. Oh God, there he is. There he is, right now.
There's your big one right here.
Known as the cultural carrying capacity. With the number of black bears that the habitat can support, which is the biological carrying capacity. This balancing act continually changes with changing bear and human dynamics. But the long-range goal is to maintain a healthy, stable black bear population within a suitable habitat at a density that will minimize residential and agricultural conflicts. All of this hinges on two things: educating the public about understanding and living with black bears, then using management techniques such as hunting that allow wildlife managers to control populations within cultural carrying capacities.
Long-term solution to this situation here in New Jersey, the burgeoning bear population, is going to be a controlled, scientifically managed hunting season. There is no other way to reduce the number of bears out there at this time. If we have a controlled season every year where we take 20% of our population, people are going to enjoy seeing black bears again. These animals are on the verge of becoming vermin once again or demonized. And we don't want that. All wildlife species are precious animals to have. We need to have them in our state, and we should be honored to have them in our state. But once these animals become such a nuisance or a problem to the residents of this state, they no longer enjoy seeing them. And as a result, we fail as managers to keep these animals in the status that they truly deserve.
Studies show that public education about bear biology and behavior increases the public's tolerance for black bears and greatly reduces conflicts. Although the concept of immunocontraception or administering birth control among wild bears to control populations has been supported by some groups as a management option, wildlife professionals agree that such a program is logistically impossible with free-ranging black bears. Trapping and relocating isn't a workable solution either, as bears commonly travel over 100 miles to return to their capture site. Besides, professionals agree that releasing bears in someone else's backyard is not a responsible management option.
We've asked every state in the country whether or not they'd be willing to take a certain portion of our bear population, and most of the other states are suffering from an overabundance of bears themselves, and they're having trouble controlling their own bear populations. It'll automatically seal up. Perfect.
Like so many issues in society today, black bear management is also affected by politics and special interest groups. For example, states and their professional wildlife managers have faced referendums launched by special interest groups that, in effect, attempt to take bear management away from professionals and place it in the vote of the general public, unfortunately, placing it in a realm sometimes swayed by emotionally based, inaccurate, or misleading messages.
Wow, it's pretty. Isn't it cute?
To help get a concerned and educated public involved in bear management issues, many state wildlife agencies now solicit public input in forming their black bear management plans. This serves the dual effect of receiving valuable public perspectives, plus offers a platform for educating the public about avoiding bear conflicts and the science of bear management.
Yeah, I've worked with bears for over 20 years now, and the amount of public participation we get has changed a lot. Initially, when we were trying to expand bear populations, we were just talking to the public about avoiding problems and conserving the bear resource. Now that we have more abundant bear populations, we have to put a whole lot more time into dealing with the public about avoiding problems, getting public input as to exactly how many bears they want into an area.
On this same side of the hill, south of Graham Road, but not over the hill.
Because bears are more sensitive to hunting pressure than deer, biologists often design detailed hunting regulations to maximize adult male harvest. This minimizes the impact on the reproductive potential of the overall population. Hunting methods and how they affect harvests are also considered when designing a bear management program. But no matter what the methods, agencies recognize black bears as a big game species and a valuable renewable natural resource that should be managed in the best interest of their state's citizens and the overall health of the bear population. Even though their population and distribution have been forever impacted by the shaping of North America, black bears have shown their remarkable ability to adapt to the changing environment and to live near their human neighbors. They have also shown their resiliency in many areas by taking advantage of the reforestation of their natural habitat with upswings in population. And through it all, over the past several decades, they have even demonstrated their ability to rebound in places they haven't inhabited for nearly 100 years. So the animal itself has proven the potential to remain a valued member of the ecosystem that we all share. Its needs are few: remaining or reforested habitat, natural food sources, and the freedom to be a bear within a human-dominated world.
If a bear had a voice, here's what they'd say. We sleep 5 months out of the year, and when we're awake from spring through summer, we have to eat a lot of food to put on the weight to carry us through those months that we're sleeping. So give us a break. If our berries and nuts aren't available, and occasionally we end up in your yard in an apple tree or an oak tree to get some food that's in your yard, we're not there to harm you. We're not interested in your pets or your kids. We just want to put some calories in, to build some fat so we'll be able to make it through the winter. We just want to be left alone when we need to come closer to you to get the food we need to get by.
Perhaps more than anything else, the future of the black bear will be dictated by us, by our attitudes, our knowledge, our behaviors, and our acceptance of them as creatures who deserve a place of their own in shrinking wild environments, taking what their bodies and spirits need to survive as a species. Ursus americanus, the North American black bear, is perhaps the most misunderstood animal to ever roam our landscape. But the true dichotomy of the creature is not in its rare combination of traits. No, not really. The dichotomy lies more within us because of our lack of understanding of this unique creature of the forest, and its future depends on our perceptions. Perceptions formed by myths, truths, education, and our encounters in living with black bears.